downtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This the scene just before we came on air. This New York crowd fired up by the arrival of their G-men as they burst from the locker room. They're ready to go as the Giants get set to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. This defense for the Vikings, they played really well in that win last week against Miami.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
That'll be taken in there by Kenny Golladay. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window, he fired a bullet in there for the completion. A big play there on the catch and run. I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, first and goal. On the handoff, this is Breida, and he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal. Remember, as they try to run the ball down here, Charles, this is the number 2 rush defense in the league.
So do you accept the challenge up front? Do you get your offensive line together, get your tight end in the ball game and say, I don't care that they're number 2. Let's go ahead and show them that we can run the ball anyway? Or do you do the best thing and throw the darn thing and try and get in the end zone?
Maybe that's wiser. The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. From the 5-yard line, will this opening drive yield 6? This is third and goal. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, here's Mon. That's complete to his running back, Jefferson. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Now Mon. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him, because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. A gain of 6 there on first.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
On second down, it's Cook. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Here's Mon. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
And there was absolutely zero pressure on the quarterback on that play. 3rd down, and he has all the time in the world to eventually find an open receiver for a first down pickup.
First down, here's the run with Cook. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
And Brandon, every running back wants to use their speed in order to get out in front of things. Sometimes you just have to be patient, let blocks develop. On that play, that didn't happen.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Mon going to throw it. There goes a deep ball, end zone. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. Footing likely going to be an issue all night here on a rainy night, but this one is good. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. This fielded right at the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. From the 29, Jones. Pryor has it complete.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Throwing, Jones. Going up top. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big play that time through the air. 38 yards.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? A guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, Pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route, well run, and the football, right on the money.
And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Now Jones. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
Back to throw. Jones. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, right? Because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right, it felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
On 1st down, it's Cook. The tackle made by Blake Martinez.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Again, this is Cook, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. Mon looks to throw. Eluding the pressure right. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And the Vikings are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up 1st and goal.
Cook. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Coup for the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game.
Next to score, Vikings 14, Giants 3. Youngway Koo set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down? Looking to throw. Jones. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. 4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. Back deep, Jakeem Grant. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now, they were good last time out with a touchdown drive. This go-around, it's not going to be very easy starting from inside their own 5.
But they shouldn't be daunted by it. You work on this the entire offseason. You work on it in practice. It's called coming out session. Start the ball inside the 5, start on the 5, on the 10. They should be ready to go.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Give to Cook out of the gun. And he'll find a little space. He gets this up near the 10. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3. They'll look to throw here. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he gets up near the 25 to about the 24 before going out of bounds.
Well, this offense will definitely utilize him as a weapon out of the backfield because he was close to 100 yards receiving a week ago. So they will try to get him the football in space as they did right there.
On 1st and 10, here's Mon. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Mon looks to throw on 1st down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
They'll set up a screen for Breida. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. Try to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Jones. He's going to sling this deep downfield.
But defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and trying not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
Second and 10. To throw again. Jones. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. After that sack, 3rd and long, tough spot for Jones and the Giants. Now Jones, a final shot before break. Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
Let's go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. They'll set up a throw. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. They go play action here. Mon. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a bad... And he will score! Touchdown, Vikings! Dalvin Cook with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Vikings take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Taken at the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
Yo, Mike, 55, right there in the middle, 55.
Here's Jones, throwing on first down. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Off the play fake, Jones. He'll dump this down to Matt Breida. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Now he dumps this off over the middle, and they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
Not only did we just see back-to-back nice gains, but we're also seeing the confidence rise, not just for the guy who caught it, but the guy throwing it as well.
And these back-to-back catches here out of the backfield, that can set something up downfield in a later sequence, right?
A lot of the time, it starts to draw the defense closer to the line of scrimmage. So to your point, show this swing pass, show this check down. Maybe later on you heave one deep when you catch him close to the spot.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Now a play fake here on first down. Flushed out right. And Jones will hit the deck here. And he is able to pick up the first down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. And the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass.
So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point in the third quarter, you don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing. Whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, 75 yards. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Koo able to connect on the extra point. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Breida, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one, and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Jones now to throw on third down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on third down.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9. They'll try and throw for it here. And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Getting the ball is Cook running left, and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Mon now off of play action. To the right side and complete to Jefferson. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
They'll drop to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Cook. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. They'll roll him out right. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Kellen Mond with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And the Vikings are well on their way to a 5-0 start as they extend their lead.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be the Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Daniil Hunter, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now this throw caught left side, and he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield, and they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. They'll run on first down. Cook. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Big Leonard Williams there on the stop. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, Mond. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Flush to his right. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
Now that definitely hurts because the mindset is getting a 3-and-out there, and they don't get it done. They give up the scramble and a pickup for a first down.
Mond to the air on 1st and 10. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Azeez Ojulari. What a play by him. That's a loss of 17. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. On 2nd and a long way to go. Mond. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Leonard Williams, the former number 6 overall pick, got the sack that time. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. And he gets it down to the 32. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. So after 5 touchdowns offensively, hey, maybe it's time to get the kicker a little work, and he's able to connect there.
I love that empathetic side of you. You're worried about him getting some action, getting to be a part of the game. Well, he got in and got it done.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25.
You remember me? Let's go, baby. Mike 55. Mike 55. Got you. I got you, son. I got you, son.
Throwing again. Jones. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Jones escaping the pressure right. Check down to Breida. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. And this punt sails over the sideline. And the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the 4th. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. Setting up the screen for Cook. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking,